I'm Alexander Sir, Johnny Mole on the right hand, Penguin Duck birthmark. If you don't operate in reality, trillions of dollars or more could fall into the hands of Satan. Advanced weaponry is already in the hands of Satan. If you don't operate in reality, you may think a threat no longer exists while the threat is just growing. If you don't operate in reality, you may miss out on key information that's not being told in realms of controlled information. If you don't operate in reality, you could lead to the endangerment of humanity and the globe's hands being tied by Satan, people getting devices in their brain all over the world, people harvesting information from their brain, committing espionage, economic espionage, IP theft, financial crimes, all sorts of jazz. If you don't operate in reality, you may not catch terrorists distributing WMDs and other sorts of weapons like technology that can disseminate COVID. So you should operate in both. You should go into their realm of controlled information, but you also check with reality. And if you haven't realized yet, a lot of the people who are pretending they wrote my DOJ letter didn't write it, and they pretended they did so they could get off the hook for certain crimes they were involved in, acquire money, and then go back to committing. I just did. That's that little sound. You should see that in the telepathy. Signature. There should be a little signature. There should be something that shows up in the telepathy. So that's another way you can identify my telepathy. That weird, whatever that is. And if people are removing it and they're not cleaning it, they're trying to cover up that it's been my telepathy for 5 years and 6 months that they've been stealing. And there's a lot of things they don't tell you about the telepathy. Read my methods of analysis. It's spot on. Guarantee you. 1,400 pages. Methods of analysis 3. Watch some of my videos. I'm going to load more tactics that these terrorists have been utilizing on me for frames and harm, misrepresentation, etc., and how they pull their hustles and try to make people look psychotic and look like they have more than inhuman stupidity when they pull these hustles. So reason and logic will carry you very far when thinking about this technology. You just have to think about how it works. You know, if everything that comes to awareness appears in the telepathy, which it's true, then what would you see in reality? What would you see in a telepathy file? You'd see this. You are fearless. Something I just read. You'll see my breakfast cereal, the coffee I drink if I read the bag. You'll see my bank account passwords, my PIN number. You'll see letters I wrote to law enforcement. You'll see stuff I read. If I was using technology, you would see the route to open the technology, the route to get whatever they claim I've seen that I've never seen. You would see the supposed bets I place or create or participate in. You would see that I don't. You would see me placing amounts. You would see me paying cryptocurrency addresses. You would see me going into my cryptocurrency account. You'd also see that on surveillance. Key point. You'd also see in remote sensory monitoring me handling a ledger and doing some sort of thing with it. You would see me reading stuff they claim I read that I don't read. You would also see, if it's authentic telepathy, you wouldn't just see typed text of my documents. You'd see the thought process involved with the documents. If you saw my DOJ, if you had authentic telepathy, you wouldn't just see my DOJ letter that I wrote over. Well, I wrote 3 of them over 5 years and 6 months, but one of them I took 2 to 3 years on. You wouldn't just see it all in a straight line. You'd see it piece by piece by piece, and the thought processes going through as I was analyzing how to phrase stuff, analyzing what's going on, etc., etc. You probably also see me arguing with these shitbags as they're holding me hostage and saying, "Don't steal it. It's mine. Quit breaking into my mind." Logging system hustle. They're trying to pull it. They're hacking me. They're pulling a frame squad tactic. That goes on all day. So you should see that kind of stuff in the telepathy all the time. Me fighting with these telepathy shitbags stalking me 24/7. If you don't see that, it's not authentic. Key point. I'm always bitching about them hacking. I'm always bitching about their logging systems, hustles. I'm always bitching about them. Don't steal this. Don't steal that. And they literally stalk me 24/7, harvesting from me. They're harvesting from me even before they see me think of something, and they're harvesting before I can even turn my computer on. So that's a key point. And I'll even say it out loud in my room and say, don't steal, blah, blah, leave me alone, logging system hustle, blah, 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 blah. And it goes on daily, 24/7. So if you don't see that, you don't have authentic telepathy. And that should be evidence of tampering. So that's another key point. When I make my ideas, you shouldn't just see the document. You should see the document being made piecemeal with a thought process. So that's a key way to catch these terrorists as well. Praise Jesus. And frame squad guys and guys involved with IP theft, economic espionage, stealing jobs and money out of America, people with no respect for human life, guys who like to perform rape-like violence on disabled people as well as serial killer women and mutilate disabled people's genitals so they can feel powerful, and then also peddle slander with malice to justify it so people don't realize they're monsters. Key point. Praise Jesus.